Let's continue with the configuration of our registered application, our website, our WordPress website that we registered in Microsoft Entra ID. And we need to configure the API permissions. They basically control what users can and cannot do when they sign into the registered application. So let's click API permissions. And the first thing that we notice is that there are already a couple of permissions configured. Email and profile, these permissions were added when we configured the ID token. User read, it's a permission that is by default added when we create a new app registration, when we register a new application in Microsoft Entra ID, and we should not delete this permission. For WPO 365 to function properly, to be able to send an email using Microsoft Graph, we need to add a few more permissions. Therefore, I click Add a Permission and I select Microsoft Graph. I select Delegate Permissions and here I select Offline Access. This allows WPO 365 to basically refresh the access code that authorizes the plugin to send email on behalf of a user. And we also check the OpenID permission. I also need to add a permission to send email on behalf of a user, as a user. Therefore, I will search for the mail permissions, for the mail send permissions, and here I will simply check the option to send mail as a user. So with these 5 permissions selected, the administrator still hasn't granted his consent. So I will click the appropriate button for that and I will confirm that I want to grant admin consent. And as soon as admin consent has been granted, I can see that the status for each of the permissions that I've added is now green.